Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Take Me Home. I'm Wes, and in today's episode we'll be playing two league games against Enfield Town and Biggleswade Town in the Southern League Premier Central. Now, since you were last with me, we've played a few games. When you were last here, we stayed in. We drew against Boreham Wood in the first round of the FA Trophy. We played that replay offline where we beat them 6-0, and then we beat Braintree 1-0 at home. Since then, it's been decent form, to be honest. We've lost 2 league games since then. We've been knocked out of the FA Trophy, but we're still in the Southern League Cup. We're actually through to the quarter-final of that now. So, after we beat Braintree, we beat Rushall Olympic 5-1. Jamal Hector Ingram got his first hat-trick for the club in that game. We then lost to Tamworth 3-0 away from home. We looked awful in that game. We then beat Stratford Town 4-1 at home. We then lost in the FA Trophy second round against Hemel Hempstead Town. So I'm kind of glad I didn't show you that game now. We then drew against Broomsgrove Sporting. We were highly... I say we were highly rotated. We weren't really. I don't know why we didn't win that game. We did go 1-0 up. We just conceded in the second half and couldn't get a winner. We then beat Kings Langley in the Southern League Cup third round. Beat them 5-0. We then lost against Barwell 2-1 away from home. But since then we haven't lost a game, and we're on a 6-match unbeaten run at the moment, where we beat AFC Sudbury 3-0 at home. We beat Kings Langley again 1-0 away from home. Then we beat Colville. We beat Colville in the fourth round of the Southern League Cup 4-1. We then beat Corby Town 3-0. We beat Colville again 5-1, this time at home. And then we beat Houseau in Town in our last match before today's episode. We beat them 3-1 away from home. So that, as a result, leaves us in first place in the Southern League Premier Central. And we are 7 points clear at the top of the table with a fantastic goal difference. If we look at the top goal scorers, Jaffet Matter still leading the way on 22 goals. Still hasn't scored his 100th goal for the club yet. He still needs 8 more goals. But he has been off form just recently, and as a result finds himself out of the side. If we look at his form, he scored pretty regularly, and then for the last few games he didn't really do much, didn't score. So we rotated him out the side for some of the cup games, and he's not managed to get back into the side yet. He's had 4 matches where he's sat on the bench and done nothing, but he still leads the way on average rating as well in the league. Carl Bennett well clear at the top for assists in the league, and we don't have anybody in the top 3 for player of the match, clean sheets or yellow cards at the moment. So the first of today's games we were going to be playing against Enfield Town, but before we go there, we're going to have a quick look at some transfers that have come in and out of the club. Rashid Balde has left the club, gone to Poole Town. Alex Kirk has left the club. That one happened. I didn't even notice that happen until I got a notification saying he'd gone. He's gone to play at Southend, who are in League 2, I think. Yes, they're 6th in League 2. I think he's just going to be a bit of a bench warmer for them. Has he started for them yet? Oh, he's made 5 appearances since he left. Not playing particularly well, but, you know, he's starting. Paul McDonald, one of our youth players, gone out on loan. And Dinesh Gilela has left as well. He's one I signed during the summer. He's gone to Billericay Town, only just recently in the National League South. So hopefully if things keep going the way they were going so far this season, then we'll probably catch up with him next season. I don't think we've released anybody since you last saw us. We haven't, so we'll have a quick look at the transfers in. There's been a couple. We brought in, I did mention in the last episode that we were trying to sign a familiar face for those of you who have been watching the channel since the beginning, and we did manage to get hold of him. Jack Blackford. Those of you that have watched before will know Jack Blackford has appeared in quite a few of my series over the years. We signed him from Marseille. Never heard of them. I'm probably not even pronouncing it right, but anyway, he's come in on a free. He's made 7 appearances so far, scored a goal. Not a very good average rating, but he is just a backup player for us on the left wing. We then brought in Harry Phipps. He was a free agent. He's a 23-year-old English central midfielder, and he came in on a free, having played for Dagenham Redbridge in the National League last season. Not very many games. I mean, he's not been a regular anywhere that he's been, but he's played a few games for us now. He scored a goal, made 3 appearances, average rating of 7.30. So yeah, if he's gonna keep that sort of form up, then he might start regularly for us. We've also signed Cameron Norman. He's a player that I brought in on a trial, and he looked pretty decent, so I signed him. He's a 26-year-old English right back. He is formerly of Walsall, where he played 21 games for them last season in League Two, in fact. So yeah, he's not played any games for us yet, but he's not match fit yet. But he comes in as backup for Kelly Evans, although he's supposedly, well, he's as good as Kelly Evans, but I don't know if Kelly Evans has better potential. No, about the same. So he could. They're as good as each other, so he's adequate backup. We can rotate them as and when we need. Yeah, but this is the team that's going to be starting the first game against Enfield Town, who are in 3rd place. Good if we can beat them, because our recent form against teams in and around us has not been good. So we could do with beating them just to make sure that we are going to stay top. I mean, I know we're 7 points clear. Things can go horribly wrong and we could still end up not winning the league. So we've gone with a starting 11 of Wright in goal, replacing Rogerson, who hadn't played particularly well, and Wright's been a bit more consistent over the last few games. A back 4 of DeBeo, Muir, Statham and Kelly Evans. Statham coming in because a few clubs were after him and I wanted him to sign a new contract so we didn't actually lose him. And he did. He signed, because we had him on a non-contract. He's now on a permanent deal. We're only paying him £90 a week, so he's not breaking the bank, but he's got bags of potential, so I want to keep hold of him. Midfield 2 of Taylor and Parks, who has managed to get himself back into the team with some decent performances, and he's been one of our informed players in the last few games actually, with Bennett and Kajar on the wings, and a front 2 of Tate and Hector Ingram. Matter having to start on the bench today, because Tate and Hector Ingram have been in fantastic form over the last couple of games. The last 5 games in particular, both of them scoring really well. I mean, considering how late Hector Ingram's joined the team, he's already up to 10 goals. Tate on 23 for the season as well, so he's catching up Jaffet Matter. Could this be the season that we finally replace Jaffet Matter? I mean, in terms of star rating, he's probably our 5th best striker. In terms of the way he scores throughout a season, he's just, his star rating doesn't take into consideration the way he actually plays. And if we are struggling and need a goal, we can always, most of the time, rely on Jaffet Matter to get us out of a situation, and that is why I think he'd be an awesome impact sub. Sort of like the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer back in the day, who would come off the bench and would grab you a goal when you really need it. We're looking to start a counter-attack here, but Bennett clears the ball and it comes straight back at us, but he wins it again. Loses out to the Enfield player in the end though, but Muir gets his head to it. We're defending quite well, but we're not keeping possession once we've defended it. So we just need to get a tackle in and try and break on Enfield at the minute. They're passing it around nicely, but we're putting good pressure on. Although they've got space on this left-hand side, and we were lucky there that they didn't score. They managed to get their player in a pocket of space and on that wing. But we've got a free kick from Parks now. Muir from 6 yards out heads over the bar, probably got underneath it a bit. If we have a look to see who Braintree are playing today. They're playing St Ives, who are 13th at the moment. Yeah, I mean, even if they win, they're not going to get anywhere near us, because and they have just gone ahead by the looks of it, because they've gone up to 62 points. They'll only be 5 points. They'll be 5 points behind us still if we do only draw this game. And we've got another highlight just before half time. Hector Ingram to Kelly Evans, who crosses the ball. I think he was looking for Tate there, but it doesn't fall to him. Parks now to Kajar. Finds Kelly Evans again. Another cross from him looking for Tate, but it falls to Hector Ingram, who hit the post. And that is the end of the first half. What a way to end that first half. Rattling the woodwork. And I'm going to say keep playing the way you're playing and the result will come. It was a quiet first half, to be honest with you. We didn't create very many chances. I mean, we've had the only clear-cut chance of the game, according to the statistics, so we really need to be up in our game in this second half. I'm going to tell them to show some passion. That's fired them up. But if they don't get their act together, we're going to start making some changes soon. In fact, we are going to make some changes now. Bennett having an awful game. Shall I give you a look at Jack Blackford? I don't know, Che Tilt's been playing quite well. We'll bring him on. If we had been 2-0 up, then I might have shown you Blackford, but he's not of the same standard. I brought him in more for nostalgia than anything else. Yeah, we're going to bring Matter on, I think. We'll bring him on for Tate. I think that's going to be about it for now. Statham not on a very good rating at the moment, but I'll give him a chance. I don't like changing my centre-backs mid-game, unless they make a really bad mistake. Muir with the ball forward, looking for Hector Ingram. It nearly falls to Matter, but they clear it up. And Matter putting some pressure on the keeper there, though, forcing him to play the long ball. We need to get a tackle in, although Kajar needs to be careful because he's on a yellow card. And we've gone 1-0 down. I have to admit that was coming. We haven't looked fantastic today. I don't want to watch the replay. We're going to go attacking now. And I'm going to tell them to get creative. I'm going to make our final change. I think we're going to bring on... Let's bring on Phipps for Taylor. Because we haven't seen much of Taylor today. I don't want to take Parks off because of his set-piece delivery. If we're chasing a goal, which we are, we could do with him. But we're not having any more highlights. It's been a very boring game, this first one. Although we're defending a free kick now, which is not the highlight I wanted. As you can see, they're time wasting quite a lot. We need to defend this free kick. It's a good block from, I think that was Statham there, and a good save from close range, keeping it at 1-0. But it's now full time, and we have lost the first game of today's episode, ending our 6-match unbeaten run. And I'm going to say that we weren't good enough, and we continue our run of poor form against the teams that are challenging us for the league, because we lost to Stourbridge. We've now lost to Enfield Town. Luckily Biggleswade don't look like they're going to be much of a challenge, seeing as they're rock bottom of the league. But who else did we lose to? We beat Braintree, so that's a good thing. How did we do against Kettering? I can't remember now. I'm sure we beat Kettering. We did. Beat them 4-1 at home. But we've got a... As you can see, we're getting towards the business end of the season now, and this isn't the time to start losing games. We've still got to play Stourbridge and Banbury, who are up there, Braintree as well, in the last 2 games of the season. I'm hoping we can wrap the title up before we even get into May. But with 4 games to go, we'd need to be at least 12, 13 points clear. 12 points clear, and it's still mathematically possible for us to lose it, so we need to be 13 points clear by the end of April, which is a tall order, especially when we're losing games like that. But we'll come back when we're ready for the Biggleswade Town game. Okay then, a couple of changes for the Biggleswade Town game. We've brought in Eve at the back, our on loan central defender. He hasn't really played a lot this season. I brought him in quite early on, and because I wasn't sure how many central defenders we was going to be able to pick up, but I'll give him a run out. Statham drops to the bench for him, and we've brought in Tilt, put Bennett on the bench just to give him a run out really, and Matter has come in for Tate. Again, drop him to the bench. Again, give him another chance. I want to try and get him to his 100 goals for the club. So if he gets to 100 goals to the club, I don't think we'll bin him off. We'll try and keep him around as long as we can, as long as he's not taking up too much of our wage budget, because the club's in a very bad financial position at the moment, so we can't afford to be keeping hold of players purely for nostalgia. Although, to be fair, he's taken a cut in wages every time I've extended his contract. I think he started off on like £150 a week. He's now down to £90 a week. So, you know, he's doing the right thing because he wants to stay at the club. And I think we really definitely need a win in today's game, because as things stand, Braintree will be back within 2 points of us after our loss in the last game. So, yeah, definitely need a win in this game. And Tilt's through on goal, and that's his 7th goal of the season. Great assist from Parks there. I don't know if was that from open play or was it from a free kick. I think it was from open play. It was. Just knocking it around in the midfield. Parks picks up the ball. It was a good ball forward. Tilt very narrow there. Picks up the ball, and it was a good finish from him, justifying his selection ahead of Bennett today, which is good. Considering we brought him in to be backup, he's been a lot better than I expected him to be. De Bayo losing out in that battle there, and Wright making an easy save. De Bayo's performances have been very inconsistent this season, and I think we're going to have to look at upgrading him for upgrading our left back for next season, because we can't afford to have an inconsistent left back. We can't afford to have any inconsistent players, but I expect better of him. And Hector Ingram nearly scoring our second of the day. We've now got a corner, and it's Parks with that corner, looking for Matter at the back post. He can't get there. It falls to Tilt, and he blazes one over. So as things stand, we will keep our 4-point gap at the top. It was 7 points before today's episode, but obviously we lost the last game. Matter with the ball now, looking to get a counter-attack going. He's absolutely smashed his man there, and Tilt's offside. I don't know what word I was looking for there. He skinned his defender there, and I'm sure he was onside. That looked onside to me. I'm not happy about that. Can somebody please tell me down in the comments which line is the attacker's line, because I can never tell. I forget to look in the really obvious offside decisions, because I just skip the replay and then I forget which one's which. But Tilt's just scored his second of the game. Assist from Jaffet Matter there. It was from a corner. Eve with the ball managed to keep hold of it. It was a good ball across. Matter nods it down, and Tilt just smashes it from inside the 18-yard box, and we're now 2-0 up. Defending a corner now, though. It was a good head out from Muir, and we're getting a counter-attack going here. Taylor running forward with it on the left-hand side. Dodges a tackle from the defender. Stumbles, but keeps the ball, and he was going for goal himself. It deserved a goal at the end of that run. That would have been a contender for goal of the season, I think. Right on the ball now to Kajar, looking for Tilt, who's cut inside yet again. Can he get his hat-trick? Oh, he was only just wide. He's having the game of his life at the moment, and an hour in, we're going to make some subs. We're going to bring De Bayo off. He's the worst player on the pitch. We're going to bring on Cameron Green for him. We're going to take Hector Ingram off and bring Tate on for him, and we'll leave it at that for now. And if we stay at 2-0 up, then I will probably bring on Blackford, just so you can have a look at him for the first time in FM20 in any of my series. Well, this is the only series I've done so far for FM20, so it will be the first time you see him in one of my series. Tilt with the ball now, trying to get a counter-attack going. What an amazing run. Everybody's just backed off him. He's wanting his hat-trick. He can smell his hat-trick today, and I want him to get it. Matter with the ball now, crossing it in. I don't know who was looking for there. I think that was Tate there. But now it's Biggleswade that are counter-attacking. And it was a good block there. Kajar now looking to break back on them. He's run past his man like he wasn't even there. Kajar with the cross, looking for Mata at the back post, and there's Jaffet Mata's 31st goal of the season. That was a great counter-attack. Good ball, good run and good ball from Kajar. And Jaffet Mata scores yet again, takes another step closer to his 100 goals, 100 league goals for the club. And now on the 70-minute mark, we're going to take off Kajar. We're going to bring on Blackford, but we'll switch, tilt over to the right-hand side and have Blackford play in his preferred left-hand side. Parks with a free kick now, looking for Muir at the back post, who heads over. We do have an amazing goal difference. We're 9 goals better off than Braintree. Biggleswade Town on a minus 58 goal difference. I think they're pretty much already relegated. We've got another highlight. Tilt with the ball now, crosses it over, looking for Blackford. Here's Blackford now, and he has a shot, forces a save out of the Biggleswade keeper, and nearly got his second goal for the club there. Parks now with the corner. He'll probably look for Mata at the back post. I think he was, but it doesn't get past the defenders, and that's the end of that highlight. And we're just going to see the rest of this game out. We've had 30 shots in today's match. That was ridiculous. We have won 3-0. Tilt couldn't quite get his hat-trick. I'm going to say I'm very pleased with that performance. We've got quite a few games quite close together. We've only got a 2-day gap now before our next game against Taunton in the semi-final, in the quarter-final of the cup. Obviously, if we get to the final of that cup, then I will show you that in an episode. I don't think it'll be at Wembley. I think it would probably be at like either a random ground within the region, or probably the home team gets the final. But I don't know. Tilt winning man of the match. Yeah, he was superb. We'll have a quick look, see where we're going to come back. I think we'll see how things go with this cup. If we get to the final, then that will probably be our next episode, depending on when it falls. It might fall after the last few games of the season. But I think we'll probably come back for the Stourbridge game, so we'll probably play St Ives and Stourbridge in the next episode, or depending on, we'll definitely have Stourbridge in the next episode because they're one of the other title contenders. One of the games either side, whether it be whether it be a cup game or a league game, we'll see. So if you like that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for more FM20 videos. Don't forget, follow me on Facebook and Twitter at WeaselGamerTV for both of those. I'm also now on TikTok, so if you go over to TikTok and follow me at WeaselGamerTV for that as well. And thank you very much for watching.